Welcome everyone. For those of you that are waiting for our Sacred Feminine video to emerge, we felt that as we were developing it, we really needed to take people through the Matrix, the reality and truth of the Matrix before you enter into the video of our Sacred Feminine. And we wanted to have just an impromptu discussion about the Matrix and waking up from the Matrix and things that you can expect once you do step out of the Matrix and into the Sacred Feminine. Because the practices that you do with horses that people have inquired with us to establish a deep relationship with horses, having yourself stuck in the Matrix system really doesn't work. You'll always fall back to the programming of horsemanship that has been throughout society, throughout several, years. You'll always fall back into that. Once something doesn't work for you, you're going to go for that forceful method because you don't understand what's actually happening between you and the horse and the messages that the horse is giving you. This really is an opportunity from the horse when they send you a message that you may interpret it as being negative towards you. It's really a message to have you clear and cleanse a false belief pattern within you so that you can move forward into the sacred feminine of nonviolence and with oneness with your horse. That's the beauty of working with horses. That's how we have lived and have our being with our family of horses, and we'd like to share with you. But before we introduce our Sacred Feminine video, we wanted to help those who are seeking understand what the Matrix is and how to break free from it so that you can really step in authentically with integrity into the Sacred Feminine and be able to radiate it and take responsibility for yourself inward so that you can manifest that beautiful fifth dimension outwardly. We have to establish it within us first, so it's inward first and then outward. So listen to this impromptu discussion between Helena and I, and we welcome you to message us, give us feedback, and enjoy. Because the social norms subscribe to and accept these programming without question, we create this reality system that holds us in this third dense reality. We have forgotten about the intuitive forces that is more part of our essence, which is the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, being able to communicate telepathically and being able to create our reality and understand who we are. Those things have been taken off the third dense reality, and so we're just kind of victims to our circumstances, and it comes into this tumbling effect of fear. So fear is the ultimate goal that have been controlling the world for eons.
When people kind of wake up from the illusion and they get out of the matrix, suddenly you're able to see things clearly, and you feel pain because you feel more. And
you get angry.
Yeah, you get angry, you get sad. Like we were saying, it's good to expose these negative things, and you need to go through that. You need to see what's happening in order for there to be change, in order for change to happen. But also, we need to not allow ourselves to be drugged down by that negativity, to allow it to pull us back into that limited mindset where fear controls us.
So you bring up a really good point, because when we're in this third density and then we have this shift, this awakening that happens to us on a conscious level, we first go through this angry pattern because we start to see, we start to investigate, we start to research, and we find out all the lies that we've been told, and it gets us angry. And then, but that can even hold us down. When you're coming out of the third dense reality and you realize that something's not right, you have the elite are actually sabotaged the love and light group, this new age group that's come, that was actually created and sabotaged and controlled by the elite, who actually have created this entire matrix system. And they get you in this love and light, and but they want to keep. They want to control and guide you and make you angry. So if someone decides that, oh my gosh, they've witnessed the cruelty to animals in the dairy system and in the meat industry, they get really, really angry and they just want to go and hurt people that are hurting and torturing animals. And that holds you in that third dense reality. A lot of people get stuck into that kind of mindset where they just become angry. And the elite are controlling that. They want you to get stuck in that.
So I think that the biggest thing is that once you kind of become awakened to the true fabric of the universe, you realize that you have this tremendous responsibility, not only in how you act and how you behave, but in how you think and how you. So there's this huge importance on keeping your environment, your physical environment, and your
Inner
spiritual
environment as well as your
safe.
external environment. Yeah.
You've got to keep it safe and you've got to keep it positive. You've got crawled out of this rushing river and you're, putting your roots on firm land, but the river is still going to try and, eat away at the soil and drag you back into it,
Yeah. So let's talk about that. What we see going on in the world outside of us, all the ugliness, let's shift that and have us understand that what's going on outward is an actual the exact same thing is happening to us inwardly.
Exactly.
Because the outer world is changing consciously. You're seeing all of this horrible dirt and stuff.
And
you
that's
see the
where the
government falling. You see the
responsibility really comes
pedophilia
in.
coming out. You see the torture of animals coming out. You see the raping of the world coming out. But what's happening is it's happening inside us internally too. And
Right.
like you were describing, when something came up that created a belief that brought you into a state of worry or fear, which is basically the root of what you're describing, you saw it as an opportunity of you're shining light on inside of something that doesn't serve you anymore, a negative response to something that no longer serves you. And so
I'll
you were able
interject
to
this
you were
here.
able to feel that
Yeah.
and to recognize that you are no longer a part of that, and now it's gone.
So, and all
That's what we need to know, is that when these upheavals come up, it is an opportunity for us to see it, to feel it, to sense it, but not to hold on to it, but just to go, as an observer, see that negative response that our body is having on an emotional level, even a physical level, a psychological level, and just go, this is coming up because I no longer need it. And then just breathe through it and allow it to go away. And then you will no longer be subject to that kind of belief pattern anymore.
Right. And let me interject too, because before I recognized that this was an opportunity for me to, all this was an opportunity to release that false belief pattern. When I was still, my mind was still spinning, I'm like, okay, just stop thinking about it. So my mind instantly went to a different worry. And that was a good indicator for me to realize this isn't real. This is my mind trying to ensnare me back in that false belief system. Because if this were real, then my mind wouldn't be searching, trying to bring up other things to be afraid of. I mean, that's how it's a good indicator for me, because I know if something is, if it were like a real, genuine concern, or like this was like something I needed to pay attention to, instead of something just being a false illusionary fear within me, then my mind wouldn't instantly try to sidetrack me into being afraid of something else.
We need to understand what is intuitive channeling and what is the ego.
Exactly.
The ego will always,
Yeah,
if
that's
there's
exactly
something
what I was
that you
trying to
need,
say.
if there's something that is concerning that you need to address, you're going to feel a guidance and a direction and a bam, you need to do this and do this now.
You'll be focused.
You'll be focused, and there's a calm assurance. There isn't anything that's negatively attached to it. It is
I
a
was
guidance.
thinking, did this come up for me did I see this because I need to address this? You know, that was what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, did this come up? Did the universe direct me to see this because I need to do something about this? Or is this, you know, is this just an opportunity for, you know, to overcome the fear? Which I found that it was, because my mind was like, as soon as I stop thinking about it, it goes and does something else.
Well, let's back up again. You weren't thinking about it, right? And then it just popped up like on your newsfeed, that trigger.
Right.
If we are moving towards the fifth dimension, the five dense reality, where love and compassion, the sacred feminine, where all those aspects of truth, our superpowers exist, the universe is going to support us and go, well, the only way for you to move into that fifth dense is to get rid of these belief patterns.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
that's-
going to support you. That's why that came up in your newsfeed, is because it's like, here's an opportunity.
Right.
The universe is so incredible, so loving. Source is so loving that it wants to help and guide you. But if you don't understand it, if you don't understand that this is an opportunity, it's a gift, that all things negative that come to us are gifts for us to
Right.
learn and to cleanse from, so that we can move into that higher way of being. We can move and have our
Right.
being immersed in the sacred feminine to guide and direct our lives in this beautiful truth of who we are. So when an opportunity comes your way for you to get rid of that false belief pattern, if you are not consciously aware of what's happening, you're going to spiral back down into
Yeah,
that
and you're
third
going to
dense
think
reality.
that you're a victim,
Yeah,
and that
victimization, and oh, woe is me, and oh, I'm this and that. And that goes into illness.
Yeah.
That goes into, people don't want to take responsibility for their illness, and they pour out these news feeds, oh, I have this, oh, I have that, or prayers for this and prayers for that. And that's all fine to ask for prayers and support, but where's the responsibility? Where is it in your life? Because stress is what makes us ill. Our diets make us ill. Our thought patterns, negative thought patterns, make us ill. Feeling victimized makes us ill. All those things create it and make us ill.
Right.
So where is that responsibility taken? And I don't mean that in any sort of judgmental way, but I know that in my own past experience, I needed to take responsibility for any illness that came upon me, and I owned that. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to change? Because I really didn't want that. I knew that that was not my natural state, is to be ill. None of us, it's none of our natural state to be ill, but we rely on doctors and the big pharma and things like that. We rely on those aspects. We rely on society to take care of those. We rely on the government to protect us. We rely on every outside forces, instead of being able to know that we can actually change and guide our lives and make us healthy and live blissful. And so that's really important. We have to understand we cannot live and create a five dense reality, live in the sacred feminine, have that embody us if we have fear, if we have anything negative. And so it really is a very powerful thing to know that I can heal my body. I can change the situation that's come across me that is a challenge. I can change it, flip it just like that, just through my mind and my thoughts.
Right.
So it's controlling. And we were mentioning too, when your ego went from, when you realized that thought that came in that made you worry and realize this isn't real, your ego immediately knew that it couldn't survive on that thought, so it put in another thought.
Right.
The ego is starving for attention, and it will do anything. It will do anything. I mean, create the worst scenario for you to keep paying attention to it.
Exactly.
And when you breathe, that's why the prana, the being able to get in touch with the sacred feminine, just breathing and stop entertaining the ego, will help to make that ego just dissipate and dissipate. And the more you do the breath work, the more you live in that space of beautifying your inner self, and living the aspects of the sacred feminine and channeling, and so you actually are changing yourself on a cellular basis. The more you do that, the more your ego will get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it will actually take direction from you of what actions to take. And that's the ego can be considered the patriarchal or the masculine Maya, and that's not the true masculine aspect, because we need the balance of both masculine and feminine. The true masculine aspect is the it takes dictation from the feminine. It takes dictation. It is the action that actually gets stuff done. Okay, getting up, feeding the horses, doing this, doing that. That is the masculine aspect. It's the physical work of being able to carry out what the intuitive guidance of the sacred feminine dictates. That's the beauty of it. It is a symbiotic, wonderful, beautiful, harmonious relationship. You can't have one with the other without the other. But when I talk about the masculine mindset, if the masculine mindset takes over, it goes into conquer and control and fear-based.
If it doesn't have guidance from the feminine, then it goes haywire.
So to differentiate between the matrix and the sacred feminine, the third dense reality and the fifth reality, you need to understand that anything that is control-based, that is dominant-based, that is suppression-based, that takes responsibility away from you, that is victimization-based, anything that is in the realm of violence with justification or anything that is negative, that is in the matrix. The illusion that is brought out through the media, through the system of powers of the education system and the government and religion. Question everything. Do your research. Question everything about medicines. Question everything about holistic. Question everything that I'm saying. But also understand that when you can really come to know your inner truth, you will be guided and be brought out of the matrix system and into your truth, into the fifth dimension where the sacred feminine dictates and guides us into eventually a beautiful world where there will be non-violence, there will be true love that is not based on self-gratification, but it is a selfless love, it is a cosmic love, it is a one that is based in compassion and oneness. You'll experience these moments of Advaita if you practice the fifth dimension now, in the third dimension, in your third reality. Because when you raise your frequency, you're expanding your consciousness, and it's not something that you can ever turn back on. So breaking free from the matrix really is necessary first. So don't be afraid to actually challenge your belief system that you've learned through your loving family, through your education system, and through society. Go ahead and question those because you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to not live in the dark anymore. You're seeing all around us that there are these incredible lies that are now being exposed, and we're all scratching our heads going, where did this all go wrong? And some of us are saying, aha, I already knew this was going on. I knew and felt that something was wrong. Wherever stage you are in your path, give yourself that credit of being able to question everything that you've been taught. So waking up is the first step. The second step is actually when you're going through all the muddle of the things that you've researched and all the lies that have been told you. Don't hold yourself in that low frequency of anger. It is a passage that you need to go through, but allow yourself in a non-judgmental way to just celebrate the fact that you are learning your truth and you're learning to break free from the matrix. The third step is to actually enter into the sacred feminine, and that is a process of releasing all those negative belief patterns that will surge up within you, because that is also a process. Just allow it to come up and breathe through it, and we will teach you some prana exercises that can help you breathe through so you can release these false belief patterns, and then you can step deeper and deeper into higher consciousness. And understand that you don't have to be perfect in order to experience the state of Advaita. Your intention alone will take you closer and closer to those moments of experiencing direct experience, where you will want to seek that again and again. And the more that you do experience the space of Advaita and clear and expand your consciousness as a result of that direct experience, will you be able to have more clarity, more cosmic intelligence, more wisdom, because I have experienced and have heard and told and know the truth of the messages that in order to enter into the five dense reality, the fifth dimension, which is our truth, which is empowerment, which is health, vitality, and immortality, it is and oneness with all life, it is not available to step into fully until we can release all of the negativity that we've been programmed in us. So in a non-judgmental way, give yourself a break. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself down like society wants you to. And don't give in. And you will find that it becomes a part of you and is something you will never, ever want to return to. You can't, because now you know your truth. No one walks away from truth. And I invite you to continue to watch our subsequent videos that will be coming out to help you dive deeper. And we like to work with nature, attune with nature, because that is the sacred feminine manifested, and she is nurturing us and taking care of us. And we love to work with horses because of the god dogs. They are the messengers that are also on their own path, their own journey, but they love to attune to us that are seeking the sacred feminine. So we thank you for listening, for watching, and enjoy your path, and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Namaste.